Sabbath school time!
Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to another episode of It's Sabbath School Time. I am your host, Auntie Simone, and I am so glad that you join us yet for another program right here. Well, can you believe we're at the end of the quarter already? Oh my goodness. I guess we're having lots of fun learning about Jesus. Well, we're going to go into our program. We have Kaylee Grant from the Portmore Seventh-day Adventist Church, and she'll be doing our welcome. Then Jazari Royal, also from the Portmore Seventh-day Adventist Church, will do the opening prayer.
Welcome to Sabbath school. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, as we come before your presence in prayer, I thank you for waking us up this morning. Thank you for food, shelters, and clothing. Thank you for being kind to us. Please heal all the sick and provide for those who are in need. Cover us under your blood. In your name I pray. Amen.
Welcome to What's Inside Auntie Simone's Fruit and Vegetable Basket. Last week, I had a trivia for you. My name is a color and can be a mix of two. To eat me, there's a hard peel you have to get through. What am I? So did you guess the answer? It's an orange. Yes, an orange. I hope that you were able to figure that one out. Again, it has a hard peel on the outside and its name is a color, orange. Okay, maybe it wasn't as hard, but I'm sure some of you were scratching your head trying to figure it out. All right, come back next Sabbath to find out what will be in Auntie Simone's fruit and vegetable basket. Bye! During our break, we were not able to utilize all of our participants. So we are going to use the next two programs to highlight some of our children who submitted their videos. So here we go. Our special feature section will be done by Rihanna Smith, who attends the Spanish Town Seventh-day Adventist Church. This will be part 1 of her story, and I want you to tune in next Sabbath for part 2.
The title of this story is God's Precious Jewel. Cockle-doo-doo-doo, cockle-doo-doo-doo, sounded the alarm. Amber was already awake and anxiously awaiting the early morning visit to the airport. She will be welcoming her German cousin Sapphire to Jamaica. They will be meeting face to face for the first time. Together, they will experience the beauty and bounty Jamaica has to offer. Amber, hurry up. It's time to go, Mama Pearl called. The Jewel family were all now in the vehicle. Papa Jasper was already at the steering wheel, and Amber's little brother Garnet was prancing up and down in his car seat. They sang all the way to the airport as they enjoyed the warm Caribbean breeze and beautiful sceneries. No sooner had they reached the airport than Amber quickly pulled Mama Pearl to the arrival terminal. "There is my favorite niece," Papa Jasper said. Amber looked toward the exit with much twinkle in her eyes, but suddenly she felt empty and ugly. Indeed, Sapphire was beautiful, with her long golden hair, yellow-brown skin, and blue eyes that glistened like the ocean. With every step she took closer, Amber reluctantly hugged her cousin. Mama Pearl also noticed that Amber was unusually quiet for most of the trip home and the rest of the evening. Later that evening, Amber asked, "Mom," looking sheepishly, "why did God give me this dark skin and this kinky hair that could scour any Dutch pot? Why did He not make me as beautiful as Sapphire?" Tears streamed slowly past her lips. "He is so unfair. You are beautiful just the way you are," Mama Pearl reassured her, "and each of us is God's precious jewel."
It's time for the sing-along, and I cannot wait to hear all the music that's coming up. Well, we're going to hear from Matthew Maxwell. Then we'll hear from Corey Parchment, and she attends the Tri-City Seventh-day Adventist Church in McDonough, Georgia. And then we are going to hear from Johanna Long, and she attends the Port Charlotte Seventh-day Adventist Church in Florida. Man, we have so many talented young people all around the world. Well, run along, get your guitar, because that's what Johanna will be playing while she sings for us. And I'll think about bringing mine out. I think you all have experienced Auntie Simone trying to play, so I won't torture you anymore. All right, run and get your instruments, and let's have a good time praising the Lord with all of our participants.
When you're up against the wall and your mountain seems so tall, and you realize that life's not always fair, you can run away and hide, let the old man decide, or you can change your circumstances with a prayer. When everything falls apart, praise His name. When you have a broken heart, just raise your hands and say, Lord, you're all I need. You're everything to me, and you'll take the pain away. When it seems you're all alone, praise His name. When you feel you can't go on, just raise your hands and say, greater is He that is within me, and you can praise the hurt away. If you just praise His name. Oh, you can overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of your testimony. You'll see the darkness go as your faith begins to grow. You're not alone, so how can you be lonely? When everything falls apart, praise His name. When you have a broken heart, just raise your hands and say, Lord, you're all I need. You're everything to me, and you'll take the pain away. When it seems you're all alone, praise His name. When you feel you can't go on, raise your hands and say, greater is He that is within me, and you can praise the hurt away. Greater is He that is within me, and you can praise the hurt away. If you just praise His name. Romans 8 verse 18 says, For I consider that the troubles of this present time cannot be compared with the glory that shall be revealed in us.
I got the joy down in my heart. Way down in my heart. Way down in my heart. I got the joy down in my heart. Way down in my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I got the love of Jesus in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I got the love of Jesus in my heart. I got the love of Jesus in my heart.
You are not hidden. Never been a moment you were forgotten. You are not hopeless. Though you have been broken, your innocence stolen. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. There is no distance that cannot be covered over and over. You're not defenseless. I'll be your shelter, I'll be your armor. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. I will never stop marching to reach you in the middle of the hardest fight. It's true, I will rescue you. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear you whisper you have nothing left. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. I will never stop marching to reach you in the middle of the hardest fight. It's true, I will rescue you. Oh, I will rescue you.
It's now time for the Sabbath School lessons, and we are going to hear from Auntie Frenita, who will do the kindergarten and the primary Sabbath School lessons. Then we'll hear from Michael Gordon from the Sydenham Seventh-day Adventist Church, who will do the junior lesson review.
Boys and girls, you can go to www.gracelink.net. There you will find all of the Sabbath School lessons from beginners right through to the junior PowerPoint lessons. There you will also find other resources as we go through the Sabbath School lessons right here on It's Sabbath School Time.
Hello, boys and girls. This is Aunt Frenita, and I have a wonderful story for you called A Little Boy Shares. Today's memory verse is from Hebrews chapter 13, verse 16. It says, "Do not forget to share with others." The message for today's story is friends share with others. One day, Many people were far away from home at mealtime, but Jesus had a surprise for them. The sunshine sparkled on the water as the little boy walked beside the lake. He was not alone. Many people gathered on the hillside to see Jesus. The little boy carefully wiggled his way to the front of the crowd. "Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me." The little boy listened as Jesus began to tell of God's love. He even saw Jesus heal sick people. It was so exciting that the day went by very quickly, and the little boy had not even thought about eating. His mother had packed a lunch of 5 small loaves of barley bread and 2 small fish, but the little boy had not even touched his lunch yet. It was almost supper time now. Jesus' friends said to him, "Don't you think the people should go home now? It is late, and they are hungry." The little boy saw that Jesus did not want the people to go away hungry. Jesus turned to his disciples. "We'll give them something to eat." The disciples looked very confused. It would take lots and lots of food to feed all of these people. One of Jesus' disciples, named Andrew, smiled at the little boy and asked him, "What do you have in your basket?" 5 small barley loaves and 2 little fish, sir. It's not much, but Jesus can have it." Then the little boy heard Jesus ask his disciples, "How much food do you have?" Andrew just shook his head. "We don't have any, but a little boy has a lunch he is willing to share. 5 small loaves of barley bread and 2 little fish. But that's not enough to feed all of these people." Jesus smiled at the little boy. "Thank you for sharing your lunch," he said. Jesus said to his disciples, "Have the people sit down." First, Jesus prayed over the little boy's food. Then, he began to give pieces of the barley bread and fish to the disciples to give to the people. More and more bread and fish were taken out of the little boy's basket. More and more people ate. The little boy could not believe his eyes. It took a long time to feed all of the people. 5,000 men, and that did not include the women and children who came to hear Jesus too. When everybody had eaten, Jesus said, "Now let's collect the food that is left." The little boy watched as the disciples picked up 12 baskets of leftover food. It was just a little lunch for a little boy, but that little boy was willing to share, and Jesus fed all of those people with that little lunch because he loved them.
This podcast was brought to you by GraceLink.net and Studio El Piso in Singapore. For more children's resources, please visit GraceLink.net.
Hello everyone, this is Aunt Frenita. Today's story is called You Did It For Me. The memory verse is from Matthew chapter 25, verse 40. It says, "Whatever you did for the least of these brothers of mine, you did it for me." The message is, taking care of those in need is like taking care of Jesus. Dad wheeled the lawnmower out of the garage. "Go get the rake and the broom," he called to Matt. "What's up?" Matt asked. "Why are you taking the lawnmower away?" "I just found out that Mr. Hoyt is going into the hospital for surgery. So let's go over and mow his lawn. That'll be one less thing for Mrs. Hoyt to worry about while her husband is recovering," Dad said. What do you think? Is that something Jesus would do? Jesus sat on the soft, green grass of the hillside. The breeze ruffled his hair, and he smiled as a butterfly danced through the air. It swooped close to his knees and then sailed away. The disciples shifted to more comfortable positions on the grass. It had been a wonderful day. Jesus had taught them many things, and they never got tired of listening to him. They watched Jesus sitting quietly. They knew he had more stories to tell. They waited. Jesus took a deep breath. He had something very important to say. He wanted to say it just right, so the disciples would always remember it. When the Son of Man comes as King with all of the angels, Jesus began, he will sit upon the royal throne. All the people of the world will stand before him. Then he will separate them into two groups, just as a shepherd separates his goats from his sheep. The disciples nodded. They knew very well how shepherds separated their animals. They had seen it many times. The king will put the righteous people on his right side. Jesus went on. The righteous people are his sheep. He will put the unrighteous people, the goats, on his left side. And then the king will turn and smile to say those on his right hand. He will say to them, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me a cool drink. You invited me into your home when I was a stranger. You gave me clothes when I needed them. When I was sick, you took care of me. You visited me in prison. And now I want to thank you and give you the kingdom that has been prepared for you since the creation of the world. Jesus stopped for a minute. The disciples leaned forward. Everyone was listening. He went on. The righteous people will look wonderingly at the king and ask, when did we ever see you hungry or thirsty? When did we invite you into our homes? When did we give you clothes or visit you in prison? And, Jesus said, the king will answer them, whenever you did one of those things for the least important person, you were doing it for me. Because you did those kind things for my brothers and my sisters, you did them for me. Then the king will look sadly at the people on his left side. Jesus continued, you didn't feed me when I was hungry, he will say. You didn't give me anything to drink when I was thirsty. You did not invite me in to your home or visit me when I was sick in prison. And the people on the king's left side will shout, when did we ever see you hungry or thirsty or sick or in prison and not help you? The king will answer them, when you refused to help my brothers and sisters, you were refusing to help me. Jesus stopped. He so much wanted his disciples to understand what he was saying. He wanted them to learn to love each other the way he loved each one of them. And he wants us to learn that too.
This podcast is read by Frenita Buddy for GraceLink.net. Created and produced by Falvo Fowler. Post-produced by Faith Toe at Studio El Piso. The theme music is by Clayton Kinney. Animation and artwork by Giogo Godoy. The audio engineer was Karel Holness. For more information, please visit GraceLink.net.
Happy Sabbath, everyone. My name is Michael Gordon, and I attend the Sinam SDA Church. Today I will be doing the summary for the lesson, God's Special Mercy. Power text. Surely the Sovereign Lord does nothing without revealing his plan to his servants, the prophets. Amos 3, verse 7. PowerPoint. God gave a special gift of prophecy for the church today. Imagine you know that something bad is going to happen in your neighborhood. You know that if the people follow some very simple rules, they will be safe. What would you do? God knows that sin is destroying the world. He has given the special gift of prophecy to the church. This helps his people get ready for his return when he will take them home. Kevin, who was a visitor at church, had a particular interest in Ellen G. White, which is why he was elated to ask questions at Sabbath school. He then learned that she was given the gift of prophecy and was among the believers who believed that Jesus was going to come on October 22nd, 1844. When Jesus did not return, she was disappointed, but she didn't lose hope. She continued to study and learned that no one could set a date for Jesus' return. Jesus then sent a vision to the weakest of the weak after a man named Hazen Foss denied the gift of prophecy. The weakest of the weak in this context was 17-year-old Ellen G. White. Kevin was confused as to why God needed to send these messages to us. They then found in the Bible at Revelation 12 verse 17, where John is describing the church at the end of time. They then went to Revelation 19 verse 10, which highlights the importance of prophets and how Jesus uses them to communicate with his church. Kevin was full of questions, but very important ones. He asked how we knew that Mrs. White was one of the chosen people for this time, as he read that false prophets will come at the end of time. Mrs. Christopher then highlighted that the Bible gives 4 guidelines on how to trust if someone is a false or true prophet. What they say has to agree with the Bible. 2, their predictions must come true. 3, they must live a good life and practice what they preach. 4, they must believe that Jesus is God and came and lived on earth as a man. And as we know, Ellen G. White lived up to all those guidelines. At the end of this lesson, Kevin was starting to understand the importance of prophets and why God chose Ellen. And I hope you do too. Have a wonderful.
The lessons are all done, and now it is time for song number 4. We are going to hear from sisters Aliana and Alyssa Holness. They attend the Spanish Town Seventh-day Adventist Church.
So many times I've questioned certain circumstances, things I could not understand. So many times in trials, weakness blurs my vision, and my frustration gets so out of hand. It's then I am reminded I've never been forsaken, and I've never had to stand the test alone. That's when I look at all my victories, and the Spirit rises up in me, and it's through the fire my weakness is made strong. Oh, He never promised that the cross would not get heavy, and the hill would not be hard to climb. He never offered or victories without fighting, but He said help would always come inside. Just remember where you're standing, in the valley of decision, and the adversary says giving. Just hold on, oh Lord will show up, and He will take you through the fire again. I know within myself that I will surely perish. Oh, but if I trust the mighty hand of God, He'll shield the flames again. He never promised that the cross would not get heavy, and the hill would not be hard to climb. He never offered or victories without fighting, but He said Remember where you're standing in the valley of decision, and the adversary says, give it, just hold on. Our Lord will show up, and He will take you through the fire again. I said, just hold on. Our Lord will show up, and He will take you through the fire again.
Oh, boys and girls, I feel like I don't have enough time with you, and we're already at the end of the program. Well, we'll see how we can spend a little more time together. But for now, we'll just have to enjoy these short programs with you. And we're going to now have the closing prayer by Nazini Gardner, who attends the Portmore Seventh-day Adventist Church. After that, we're going to have the goodbye by Jasana Bukal, and she attends the Stanbury Grove Seventh-day Adventist Church.
This boys as we pray. Dear most compassionate Heavenly Father, thank you for guiding us with this day, dear Father. Please be with the boys and girls and people who are watching It's Sabbath School Time, dear Father. Please be with those who aren't watching as well and those who aren't well. Father, please guide us and forgive us for whatever sins that we have done, dear Father. Guide us to you, dear Father, that we won't do it ever again. Please help us with whatever struggle that we are going through, dear Father, that we'll come closer to you. Father, thank you for being our friends and giving us another day of life. Guide us and protect us, dear Father, and be with those who are participating in Sabbath School Time. Father, thank you for everything that you have done for me and my family and others as well. In your name I pray.
BYE. Yes, bye from Sabbath School Time. Hope you were blessed. Until next time, bye!
Parents, guardians, and churches, would you like to have your child participate in the It's Sabbath School Time program? They can do the welcome, prayer, sing or play an instrument, say the goodbye, or do a short testimony, praise, poem, short children's story, or skit for the special feature section. Please send your videos to It's Sabbath School Time PSDA@gmail.com. Again, it's Sabbath School Time PSDA@gmail.com. Boys and girls, we use this time to say thank you to God for allowing us to have this program. Our thank you also go to NCU TV and NCU FM, your education and wellness station. We now say thank you to all of our participants in our program today. Kaylee did our welcome, Jazari did our opening prayer, Rihanna did our special feature. Song number 1 was done by Matthew, while song number 2 was done by Corey, and song number 3 by Johanna. Our junior lesson review was done by Michael, and then Aliana and Alyssa did song number 4. Closing prayer was done by Nazini, and Jasana did our goodbye. The It's Sabbath School Time team leaders are Jacqueline Bailey Morrison, Children and Adolescent Ministry Leader, Sylvina Williams, a Sabbath School teacher, yours truly, Simone Harris, Sabbath School teacher and producer, and Micaiah Morgan, our assistant producer. Well, it's that time where I'm going to do my part, and I'm going to ask you to do your part, and that is to like and share the program, and don't forget to subscribe to the Portmore Seventh-day Adventist YouTube channel. I look forward to seeing you next Sabbath and to hear from you. Don't forget to tune in and invite others to tune in. All right, well, Auntie Simone loves you, and I'll see you then. Bye.